This is Jordan Hagee reporting for Centennial College. For this interview, I met with 17-year-old software developer Rafael Khan to speak on the topic of loss. What I was given was the scarring experience of him seeing his grandfather pass away. This is his story. Here with me today is Rafael Khan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Let's start off with you telling us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 17. I attend Malvern Collegiate Institute, and I am an aspiring software developer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you know any coding languages?
Yes.
A
A decent few.
Yeah?
Um,
Can you name a few?
C++, Java, Ruby, among others.
Interesting. So, the theme for discussion today is loss. Have you lost anyone important in your life?
Yes, in fact, I have.
Really? Who was that?
My grandpa, not too long ago.
Really? Was it from old age or from illness?
It was from illness.
Really? What was he suffering from?
He actually had a stroke.
Oh. So how did you find out?
Well, I was just lying in bed one morning, and I got a panic text from my cousin saying, Grandpa's in the hospital, he just had a stroke. Tell your parents, contact them as soon as possible. And that's what I did.
So how did your family react to knowing this?
Everyone was a little panicked, but I come from a very religious family, so that was sort of their solace in dealing with this.
Yeah, that makes sense. So would you say the family dynamic was changed after this experience?
Oh, absolutely. The family got a lot less religious very quickly.
Really? Why is that?
The younger generations aren't too keen on it, but it was imposed by our grandparents, and we went along with it out of respect.
Mm-hmm. What religion did your grandfather follow anyways?
He was Muslim.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. So what's your background then?
Well, he was Guyanese, and his great-grandfather or something like that was brought over as a slave from what is now Pakistan. It was India at the time.
So why don't you bring me to the day that your grandfather passed away?
All right. Well, the night before, three of my cousins and I all slept over at the hospital, in the waiting room. And in the morning, we all had breakfast at Fran's, and we received a call from my aunt, and she said, "Come to the hospital immediately." So we rushed to pay our bill and did that. And when we arrived at the hospital, my grandma had came to this decision that she doesn't want to keep my grandpa on life support any longer.
Really? How did you feel in that situation?
I agreed, but I didn't say anything to avoid family politics.
Of course. Yeah.
So I was okay with the decision. He was probably suffering.
So was your family present during his passing away?
Yes, actually, some of us were. My dad, two of the three aforementioned cousins, and my grandma were all present while it happened.
How did they react to seeing him?
Everyone actually reacted a lot better than I thought they would. If you don't mind me going into pretty gross detail.
No, please go on.
They disconnected the breathing tube, and though he wasn't conscious, some of his vitals were still functioning. So he basically was trying to inhale and stay alive subconsciously while his lungs were filling up with fluid and whatnot, and you could hear it, and it was a scarring noise. I can remember that noise more than the whole visuals.
How did you feel when you were there?
I felt a weird sense of relief.
What's that?
Because he was breathing like that, and seeing that, obviously, I don't even know how to explain it, but I didn't like seeing that, and I would rather him be dead than going through that. They had to do many, many surgeries, and honestly, if there was by any miracle they kept him alive, he would have been a vegetable.
Wow. So when was the last time you were able to see him before he was in this situation?
Ooh, this is a tough one. It was actually quite a while. They lived not that far from here, probably like a 30-45 minute drive, and I would have to take the TTC up to go visit them. And I, in the 2 coming months before this happened, I just kept skipping all the family get-togethers to hang out with my friends because, what's the worst that can happen? And I don't know. It's a big, big, big regret of mine.
If you were capable of seeing him now, what would you tell him, since you didn't have the chance to speak to him then?
Honestly, I would say sorry for not showing up, and that I didn't get to speak to him. I would just apologize.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, Raph. I really appreciate you
Oh.
opening up to us this way.
Oh, no worries.